knows it. Welcome to Scotland. Behind me is the Forth Bridge. They thought it would look nice over my shoulder. I'd have been happier with a scarf. Edinburgh, during its festival, is a magical kaleidoscope of glorious ambition and sweat. But enough about my hotel room. Here's a busker on the bottom rung of the showbiz ladder. Only the truly desperate would perform under these circumstances. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes, the pipes. God bless you, Governor. Thank you very much. Sometimes it all gets too much for me, so I come here to the botanical gardens to seek solace amongst the rubber plants. This'll do for the disco. Here at the top of the hill, Edinburgh Castle looks down on the throbbing city below. If these historical walls could speak, I wonder what strange and wonderful tales they'd whisper. What's that you say? Says he's a wall. Well, I'm mincing along the Royal Mile. It's not very royal and it's not a mile long, but you know how people exaggerate. The finest performers from that great throng of theatricals can be seen on this show tonight. Unless, of course, they're no good, in which case we'll cut them out. Welcome to the Best of Edinburgh here in the Assembly Rooms, home of the Stella Artois Comedy Festival. And as you can imagine, there are an awful lot of very nervous people backstage, and with good reason. I've just had a bottle of gin. Still, there's plenty to be nervous about. It's not that I get jittery myself. I just need a mouthful of Gordons before I can go on. I'm out of control and I'm the compere. Anyway, before we begin the entertainment, and believe you me, it hasn't started yet, I've been asked to read this special message from the Duke of Edinburgh. And it seems only right and fitting that the Duke should take this opportunity to speak to the public about his innermost thoughts. My dear Julian, I love you. Get to the back of the queue, Baldy. Now then. Here we are. Here we are in Edinburgh. And, you know, Edinburgh, during its festival, it gets very crowded indeed. And I'm not saying that my hotel room is small, but every time the door opens, the knob gets into bed with me. But to make the best of your time up here, I think it's important to have a strict timetable. And I rise every morning at 8 o'clock, and at about 8:10, I get out of bed. I do sit-ups and press-ups, and then I pick up a walking stick with my sphincter, which is it's very handy if you want to hail a taxi while eating a fish supper, I find. Try it at home. And then it's time for breakfast, and I favour the traditional celebrity breakfast, which is half a grapefruit, 1 Rice Krispie, and 40 grams of cocaine. That's what the Pope has. He didn't get where he is today on amyl nitrate, you know. So then it's time to see a show. And I put the telly on, and I watched Richard and Judy on this morning. Do you know, they're as nice off-screen as they are on. I once did their coffee spot, and when I got home, I found I'd left a pair of earrings behind, and I thought nothing of it. Until I turned on the telly the next morning, and there's Richard with my pearl droplets hanging from his lobes. Bold as brass. I've never seen anything like it. And I know a man who hangs round Hampstead Heath with a spoon. And it's not for his yoghurt either. So, having been filled to the rim with culture, and I did say rim, that's the gin talking, I like to while away my evenings chatting with like-minded people and sipping cocktails in discreet surroundings, which is why you'll find me in Fergie's bar of an evening. very warm and inviting and full of Americans. But even so, you haven't come here to sit and listen to me all night, have you? Even if I have. So I think we'll get on with the show now, and we'll start with music, why not? As Rabbie Burns used to say, many a muckily me. Mind you, it had a few. I give you Corky and the Juice Pigs, ladies and gentlemen.
We're bringing 30 million sandwiches and 60 million Cokes. We're gonna have a party with those crazy third world folks. We're gonna have an egg toss, we'll play some hide and seek, and have a scavenger hunt for a wholesome hunk of meat at the third world picnic party at the third world picnic party. Everybody party hardy at the third world picnic party.
We'll invite Nelson and Winnie Mandela, as long as they bring their beach umbrella.
The pie-eating contest was such a disgrace. The military warlords were all stuffing their face. So we ate lots of hamburgers and drank lemonade and mounted a three-legged punitive raid at the third world picnic party at the third world picnic party. Everybody party hardy at the third world picnic party. There's a lineup for the salad bar, 'cause it's being guarded by an armored car.
Andaluca, Angola, Uganda, Algeria, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Guatemala, Nicaragua, England, Costa Rica,
Third world picnic party.
Chile.
Up and down the street he bounces, waiting for someone to pass. He's a guy with a special problem. He's got a basketball ass. Basketball, basketball, basketball ass. Basketball, basketball, basketball ass. The Buddhist monk singers sing the hits of the 80s. I'm your private dancer, dancer for money. Do what you want me to do.
Ska. White and black, the friendly bears of China. White and black, they rarely reproduce. What shall be done about these Chinese bears? What shall be done about these friendly bears?
Die, they must die, the pandas must die. Die, they must die, the pandas must die. Yay!
Why should we save them? What good do they do? Have you ever seen a panda do something good for you? They can't wear t-shirts, they can't bounce basketballs, they can't walk tight ropes over Niagara Falls.
Die, they must die, the pandas must die. Die, they must die, the pandas must die. You fat bastard!
All endangered species leave endangered feces. If you knew how bad they smell, you would gladly take their pelts. If we kill them off, we can have more parking lots. We can have smoke couches made of little ocelots.
Die, they must die, the pandas must die. Die, they must die, the pandas must die. Thanks, we're Corky and the
Thank you
Juice
very
Pigs.
much.
This next act, ladies and gentlemen, has said I can have him for sixpence, which I think is very fair, because times are hard, even if I'm not. Now, we'll see what you think. Alistair McGowan.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Julian. Now, I heard Julian recently doing a voiceover on the telly for some butter in a butter commercial. And he got sexual innuendo into a voiceover for butter. And I thought any voiceover that you gave Julian to do, it would be great, because he'd get sexual innuendo in there somewhere, you know?
Campbell's cream of mushroom soup. It's a bit like spunk, really, isn't it? Twix fits. Two fingers are always better than one, I find, don't you, sir? New Coleman's coq au vin. Even though I don't like wine, I always enjoy a nice, good size.
Well, you get the idea. Anyway.
Thank you.
But they're all doing them now. They're all doing them. All the celebs are doing them. Even Terry Christian did a voiceover. Go AY with the Awards. And I knew somebody who worked on that commercial, and apparently it took them 4 hours to get Terry Christian to say, go AY with the Awards. Because initially he was saying, and I'll tell you what, right, what you got to do, you got to go, no, you got to go, no, you got to go AY, that's right, with the Manchester. Shag you later. Awards, is that the sort of thing you want, or what? I know nothing about music. I don't know anything about music these days. The only time I hear music is in adverts for hit compilation LPs. These adverts come on the TV, I hear three things. Underneath, I hear... Subliminally, I hear... You're getting old. And on top, I hear, it's here, at last. 20 hits you've never heard of, from bands you don't know, playing all sorts of music you didn't know existed. Hip, rave, techno, hardcore, house, garage, shed, large public utility building owned by the council. Hunky, funky, dunky, psychedelia with Ophelia, Shakespeare's Twisted Sister, Boys to Men, Too Unlimited, So Untalented, Take That, Take This, Take Cover. They couldn't, they shouldn't, and you'll wish they hadn't. Get it now. I'm not a big fan of boxing, but I am fascinated by Chris Eubank. The man doesn't seem to know what he is.
I'm not a fighter. I'm a boxer. No, I'm an artist. That is what it is that I am. When I'm in the ring, I paint pictures on canvas in blood. But I'm always a gentleman, because I'm a professional. I'm a sportsman, I'm a businessman, I'm a policeman, I'm a postman, I'm a dustman. I'm a packet of fruit shortcake biscuits. No, I'm a pair of underpants. No, I am a vest. That is what it is, what I am when I am it. I am a vest. I am simply the vest.
Oh. Ah, you've grown. Because we know what he is, really, don't we, boys and girls? Yes, we do. They were going to axe News at 10 recently. They're going to move it. News at 10, they're going to move it to 8 o'clock. Make it News at 10 at 8. Or not the 10 o'clock news. In which case, obviously, Griff Rhys-Jones would have had to read it, wouldn't he?
The government have decided to ratify the Maastricht Treaty. What's all that then, eh?
Well, I think the best newsreader would, of course, be Julian. He'd be great at reading the news, you know?
There's been a robbery on a post office in Shropshire. Oh. Police say they're looking for a large, well-built man in his late 20s with a large package. Aren't we all?
Thanks very much indeed. Thank you very much.
What I knew that was supposed to be. Nobody speaks like that. You'll never work again. Come on my show in a sleeveless cardigan, you won't. Anyway, this next act is from America, but we're going to have him on anyway. He's that very rare thing, an American called Greg Proops. And here he is, Greg Proops.
Good evening, I'm the Proclaimers. Nice to be here in Edinburgh in Scotland. Coming from America, there's so many famous Scottish people that we're aware of. The vast contribution of Scotland to world culture. Geniuses even come to mind. Sheena Easton, who's fabulous at whatever the hell it is she does. And Rod Stewart, who is a tremendous old blonde hag. And the most famous Scottish person in American history would definitely have to be Scotty from Star Trek. So everybody can do a crap Scottish accent when they're like 5 years old. Unfortunately, all you can say is, "Captain, the engines are gonna blow!" Which totally does not come in handy in a taxi here, as I found out last night. I have got to be speaking Esperanto when I get into the cabs, because the cab drivers don't understand a word that I say, man. Every night I get into the cab after my show. Last night I ended up in Aberdeen, you guys. I must sound like this to them. Yeah, 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 yeah. Damn it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Turn here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wrong way, dude. Because this is what they sound like to me. You specky git. I'm going to tell an airline joke now, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm an American comedian and we are required by the union to tell an airline joke. Driving over. Yes, I like to start all my airline jokes with driving. Driving over to the airport, parked my car, got on the escalator, went up, bought a ticket, got on the plane, and then the hilarity began. Driving over to Scotland, and boy, was it wet. Flew over on Continental, which is a fabulous name for an airline, and something was up with the pilot, man. He was having a bad pilot day. This is your captain speaking, Captain Doug McKechnie. I'll be talking to you from the cockpit. Today we'll be traveling at an altitude of approximately 35,000 feet, and she's gone. I don't know if you've ever woken up and found the entire house empty, not even a goddamn note. Estimated arrival time at London Heathrow is 1:45, but really, what's the point, ladies and gentlemen? Today's in-flight entertainment, the Battle of Britain and the Hindenburg. Please relax and enjoy your flight. Thanks a lot, you guys. That's been my time. Peace. Salt and sauce, man. Thank you, darling.
Check the mics out. 1, 2, oh shit, it's not a maiden gig, man, you know what I mean? Like, 1, 2, 1, 2, just checking out. It's the only bit I get to do, so I like to do it good, like 1, 2, like that, really get into it, you know. Don't get to do a lot in this job, you know. Because I'm just sorting a few things out and that'll be ready to rock in a minute. You know? I'm not funny or nothing, like that. Well, I'm funny down the pub and that. I'm a right laugh, you know, like that. A lot of people invite me out because I'm such a good laugh, you know, but I'm not like, you know, funny bloke or anything like that. It's just true because I don't. Anyone go to Glastonbury this year? Or Glast, if you go a lot, we call it. Like that. Or if you go all the time, we just go Glast. Well, I was checking for Ned's Atomic Dustbin, great band, and I had this new boy on the job, like, and basically, simple job. All we had to do was set up a full popping spiral hedge fruiter, like that, you know, with main laser rig, you know. I mean, a high-speed tapered shaft spiral flute reamer, right? And do you know what he does, right? Yeah, I couldn't believe it. One end, he's got white metal bush. The other end, he's got half dog point. You know, I just laughed, I did. Anyway, halfway through the set, it spins off, kills 4 crusties. You know what I mean? Because I work with them all. I work with all the big guys. I've worked with Bowie. I worked with Bowie's drummer's cousin's wedding disco. But, you know, it's not, isn't it? Yeah, I worked with Led Zeppelin. He's a brilliant bloke. Really is. Buy a pint anytime. Lovely fella. Really is a great bloke. And see this, I got this, like, see this. Jean-Michel Jarre gave me that. There's some great people in rock and roll, like Jace Donovan. He's a smashing fella, really nice bloke. The only thing, you've got to be a bit careful with him because he gets a bit touchy if you give him like a can of ginger beer or something. But I went out to his studio the other day and I went and had a cup of tea while he made his album. I had a great time. So, are we ready? Right.
Realised it, I was amazing. The whole thing's a shambles. You've been broadcasting to the nation for the last 2 minutes.
Oh, no.
If you can call 17 people a nation. Off you go to my dressing room. Go and unblock my S-bend, because I think it's, I'm going to sit over here. Cool. Another 10 quid, they could have had Joan Bakewell. Right, and now for a man who's been voted the most promising newcomer of Edinburgh 1993. And so in 3 months' time, he'll be a has-been, unfortunately. I jest, of course. Would you please welcome the very lovely Dominic Holland.
Thank you very much indeed. Hello. I thought I would talk about tennis. Wimbledon was good. Monica Seles wasn't there because she got stabbed. The guy stabbed Monica to make Steffi Graf #1. And I was thinking, God, imagine trying to do that for Jeremy Bates. Think about it. You'd have to stab thousands of people, wouldn't you? You have to go all over the world. Excuse me, mate. You're number 420. We've got him. Jeremy did very well last year. He won 3 matches, but he was wearing a tank top, which I thought was so British on a very hot day. He must have got up in the morning, pulled back the curtains. Said, look, darling, it's going to be an absolute scorcher. Oh, I don't know, though. There's a cloud. It could turn. Give me my tank top. You look crap. I was thinking, Jeremy, well played, mate. Good shot, but take it off. You look shit. Even the umpire. 15 all. Jeremy, for God's sake, take it off, mate, will you? Jeremy won his match. He was very excited. He took his tank top off, threw it into the crowd. They threw it back. But caught it. He went, Jeremy, it's a tank top. It's crap. Throw us your shirt. He goes, I can't. I haven't got a vest on. British sport is a very good subject to do for comedy because you just have to report it. Like Adrian Morehouse came last in the Olympics. And I was thinking, you know, I could have done that without training. I mean, I would have been a lot slower, but I could have walked. And what the athletes are doing to enhance their performance is they're taking the hormones of animals that correspond to their event, you see, and so the swimmers are going with fish hormone. But the British went for the wrong fish, because the Russians are very experienced. They went for the tuna. Very fast, very direct, gold medal. But the British went for the mussel. Which is crap. Welcome to the 100-metre final. And the rough. The Russians are doing very well. The instrument's stuck to the side of the pool. Thank you very much indeed. Good night. Thank you very much.
This next act is so funny, I'm going to take the precaution of putting some newspaper down there. And I hope I don't get newsprint on my bottom. Still, it could be late night reading for somebody, couldn't it? Please, would you welcome the very lovely Phil Kay, ladies and gentlemen.
Standing ovation, yes! Clapping, clapping like this, hey! And let's, wait, stop, let's have a Mexican sit down, right, after 3. After 3, a Mexican sit down, everyone go, ooh, just sit down. Starting at that side there, are you ready to do this? If you're ready to do this, go like that. Right, you're ready to do it, so after 3, Mexican sit down, ooh, right, after 3, 1, 2, 3, So what's your name? Where are you from? Good to see you, smashing. Hey, give me an F. F. Thanks a lot, cheers. So, hey, dear Flo, I love you so, especially in your night. Anyway, so I'd like to start the show with an impersonation. Do you like impersonations? Smashing. Right. Who's this? Oh, it's Bobby Charlton. And his lovely brother, Jackie. Hey. Whoa, body form. Body form for confidence. Body form. Have you seen that advert where she's so confident of a tampon that she goes skydiving? She's like... Whoa. Whoa. Body form. Body form for confidence. So, big hand for Colin Jackson and that new hurdles record. But you know, there's something about men who wear glasses. They can't see, that's it. But, so, you know what Colin Jackson could have done to increase his hurdle, to reduce the hurdle record even further, I think, would be to sneak into the hurdle stadium at night. If all the hurdles are laid out, right? He sneaks in with a big toolkit, right? And he saws all the hurdles down the middle and puts a hinge at the end, either side, so they open like that.
And then while everyone else is going, he's just running through them like that. Like into 100 saloons. Right, so by the way, I'd like to finish now with a small tribute to the late Whitney Houston, who was killed this evening in a horrific varnishing a bench type accident. I'd like to finish now with my tribute to the late Whitney Houston, who died this evening in, as I say, Whitney Houston. So anyway, I had this sort of a great trick to play on a weightlifter, right? You put weights only on one end. Thanks a lot, that's all from me. Thanks very much for being awesome. Super duper everyone.
Now, my next guest wrote a book last year called The Clitoris, and apparently it didn't sell very well at all. Men couldn't find it in the bookshops. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Brand.
Nice ironic whistle there, thanks. Now, I wanted to do some searing political material tonight, but unfortunately, I'm a pathetic girly, and we don't know anything about politics. So, civil war in Yugoslavia, that's not going to get the washing up done or the beds made, is it? No. And I do read Woman's Own, so I am currently knitting a map of the new Soviet Union, and it's getting smaller, which is brilliant, because I hate frigging knitting. Yes, I do. But I like to see women getting involved in politics, and I thought it was brilliant, you know, a few months ago when those women went down the mine and did that protest for 4 days. Bet they left it nice and tidy, eh? And we've also got women priests at long last, and I'd like to point out, actually, that I predicted that in a dream that I had about a year ago. I did, because I actually dreamt I was at the Last Supper, funnily enough, because I like to dream I'm at meals when I'm not actually awake, you know. And Jesus was there, of course, and he was handing out the bread, saying, "This is my body, eat this in memory of me." Then he gave out the wine, said, "This is my blood, drink this in memory of me." And I piped up and said, "Isn't there anything for pudding? I'm bloody starving over here, mate." And we got women priests. Ooh, blasphemy. Ooh, dear. No, it's a bit worrying, actually. So I did that line the other night in a theatre, and just after I'd said it, a big voice boomed out, "Will everyone leave the building immediately?" And I thought it was God. I was shitting myself, you know. I think we're all right. But at least we're not as bonkers as the Americans over here, something to be thankful for. Waco, what was that all about? One religious fanatic holding 30 children against their will. In my day, we used to call that Sunday school. You know, they're going a bit loony in Hollywood at the moment over violence in films, and apparently Anthony Hopkins has said he's not going to do Silence of the Lambs 2 unless there's no violence and he doesn't have to eat anyone. Completely the opposite of my requirements for a night out there. And I just wonder whether they're going to conjure up some American scientist to invent human corn. Yum, tastes just like a real buttock and only 250 calories there, Mavis. And let's face it, you know, the only reason that character is called Hannibal is so it rhymes with cannibal. It's pathetic, isn't it? don't think we're going to be too keen to go and see Reggie the Veggie, are we? Of course, the other film, actually, that really got me this year was that film Indecent Proposal. I didn't go and see it. You know, the one where Robert Redford offers Demi Moore £1 million to sleep with him. And there was an advert on the telly all the time to make you go and see it. And at the end, there was a little question, and it was, what would you do? Oh, I don't know. I'd shag him for a tenner. What's all the fuss about? I have to say, actually, I'm glad the summer's over. I don't like the heat myself because I get very jealous, you know, of all these pretty, slim, blonde little girlies going down on the beach in their bikinis and getting skin cancer. Hurrah. There is a God. Yes, there is. Because obviously, you know, beach holidays are very difficult for me because every time I wade out into the sea, Red Adair lands on me and tries to put my fag out. So, I've had a good year, actually, because I went on tour a few months ago, and it's great on tour. You know, I was up in the northeast, a great gig, got very drunk, picked up this bloke, took him back to the hotel, shagging on the lawn, bloody hotel slides down into the sea. I couldn't believe it. Did the earth move? It certainly bloody did, darling. One way of getting him to sleep on the wet patch, anyway. That's all from me. Thanks a lot.
Well then, I don't know about you, and you don't know about me, frankly. Not the half of it, anyway. So let's leave it like that. But I think it's time for some more music. So let's get in the groove, as the young people say, with Death Bang Party.
Friends, Romans and countrymen, I hear the questions of mice and men. It's love, that's what I'm dreaming of. A little gift from the gods above.
I wanna say a word or two to you about myself. Don't wanna end up as a bookend on that lonely shelf. But me and Desmond Morris are just two of a kind. Can the world shake the weight of the questions on my mind? The questions on my mind. I'm thinking all the time. There's questions on my mind. Have I told you about my daydream sitting in the park, watching the animals go to my turn and Noah's Ark? Well, I blame it on this sex I'm hearing about all the time. Sex on the ark, the vultures and the dirty swine. Just wanna go test one biblical orgy on the bread and wine. Does God exist or what? These are the questions on my mind. The questions on my mind. I'm thinking all the time. There's questions on my mind. Oh. I always seem to want the things I'll never get. And even laying in the sun, I'm still a little wet. It's all the sex I keep on knowing about all the time. Sex on TV, on the love life of the porcupine, and their little bulging eyes as they whine and grind. Are they in pain or what? These are the questions on my mind. The questions on my mind. I'm thinking all the time. There's questions on my mind. These are the questions on my mind. I often wonder, what's it all about? I often wonder, will I marry some old clown? I often wonder, why do I fall in love? I often wonder, is there a God above? I often wonder, what's the coefficient of linear expansion?
It's the increase in length per unit temperature rise.
Welcome back to me, Julian Clary, and my Best of Edinburgh show here at the Assembly Rooms, home of the Stella Artois Comedy Festival. Now, one of the big hits on the Fringe this year has been Anorak of Fire, the life and times of Gus Gascoigne, Trainspotter, and is just standing there right now. Off you go, Gus.
You may have noticed that I'm wearing an anorak. A lot of Trainspotters do. It's been commented on in the popular press on more than one occasion. And I was thinking that tonight would be a good opportunity to explain to you one or two reasons why we wear the things we do. Right. To begin with, trousers. Tricky one, this. Some of the new strain of spotter, the unweaned and trendy, perhaps, will wear jeans. I say no, no, no. Spotting is a dignified, at best almost scholarly, occupation. I think jeans create totally the wrong impression. The spotter should be smart-ish, presentable, ready to mix with all strata of society. The lunchbox, always discreet and well packed. The spotter's mother or wife is of course responsible for this, usually the mother. Notebook, plain cover, no flowers or Garfield. Now, the anorak. This one is very old, 1950s, from the days of steam spotting. Seen a lot of action. Good, deep pockets. Get plenty of sandwiches and cameras in there. Good, strong hood. Zips and buttons and things everywhere. And of course, the badges. Down each side. So, here it is. Me golden fleece, me godly sheath, me anorak of fire. Oh, thank you.
Now then. This will be interesting. What we've got for you now is an Irishman from Australia performing here in Scotland. It's a bit of a mouthful. He's more travelled than Kate Adie, frankly, and he's got better skin. So, would you welcome the lovely Jim Owen?
Hello. Do you know what I like? Things in my life that mean a lot to me, but mean nothing to anyone else. And they're treats, and they warm your day up. And an example of a treat is, you know when you rip the label off the beer bottle, and it comes off all in one go? And you go, yet you couldn't turn to your friends and go, hey, beer label come off all in one go there. Because they just go, you dickhead. It meant a lot to me, makes me feel good. And it's because it's a treat. It just warms you up as an individual. Another example of a treat is when someone says to you, would you like a cup of tea? And you go, oh, that'd be nice. Then they go, would you like a little chocolate biscuit along with it? That's a treat. It's actually a treat for the person with the biscuits to give you a biscuit, because he also goes. And you sort of meet halfway going, where are you? But think about this. Think about whether you do this or not. Say you're going for a dance, right? As you step onto the dance floor, do you start dancing right away? So by the time you're at the part of the dance floor that you want to be dancing at, you're already dancing and no one has really noticed you getting up to dance. And you've just sort of like faded in. Or are you one of these people that just goes, I want to dance over there. Oh, I do. I love watching guys dancing with a girl and they're doing the twist and they do the little spin and they always give them a little bit of a warning that they're going to do the spin just before they do it and it's in the face and they go. I like that. And then when they're in the spin, when they're halfway around, you just clear off. I love like guys just stop dancing. They'll be dancing to a song and then they've just had enough. They go. You know what it is funny, but I just find that funny. Girls don't do that. Girls look at each other and say something, and they pull out of the dance. And it's the same thing all over the world. I don't know what it is that they say, but they look at each other and go. What do they say at that point? Do you ever fall asleep in a train and miss your stop, and you wake up like this? Like, as if that's gonna help. And you realize not only do you look stupid when you go, but you realize everyone's been looking at you going. And that's not the real killer. The real killer is when your head falls forward like this, and you get that big slabber hanging out your mouth that just sort of hangs in midair and goes up and down as you breathe. And then you wake up and you go, and it spins around, sticks to your forehead, and I'll just get off here, right? Anyway, thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. Good night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a rare pleasure, but I still go looking for it. Will you please put your hands together for the reserved charms of the lovely Leah Delaria?
I'm so excited to be on stage because it's the 1990s, it's hip to be queer, and I'm a big dyke. Yes, I am. I'm a great big dyke. So my job now is to get you all in the big lesbian spirit, the big dyke spirit, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to get you all in the big dyke spirit, and here's how we're going to do it, okay? I love this. They think if they don't look at me, I won't go near them. That's a good plan. Don't worry. To get you in the big dyke spirit, I'm not going to do anything like sit on your face, okay? Because I'm sure that wouldn't get you in the big dyke spirit. Okay, here we go, everybody. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's how we're going to do it. Are y'all with me now? You got to get with me. On the count of 3, here's what I want you to do. I want you to all say as loud as you can, I am a lesbian, right? At the top of your lungs. At the top of your lungs. Fill the room with sound on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, just the men. Just the men on the count of 3, as loud as you can. I am a lesbian, because let's face it, guys, you need a double dose, okay? Guys only, on the count of 3. If you're a woman and you're sitting next to a man, make sure that he says it, okay? Get right on him. Make sure, because you can give him a lot of shit about this later on, okay? Here we go. On the count of 3, men only. You got him? All right. On the count of 3, men only. As loud as you can, men. I am a lesbian. Remember, guys, the whole world is watching, and I'm watching you. I got this one. On the count of 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. You're not really, you know, your clitoris is too long. But that's good. Oh, I just have such a hard time with that word lesbian, though. I have a confession to make, you know what I mean? I have such a hard time with it, because it's such a technical word, isn't it? Kind of a technical, clinical kind of a word. Lesbian, lesbian, lesbian. Lesbian, lesbian. Sounds like someone you call to repair things in your home, doesn't it? Honey, honey, the telly's on the blink, better get the lesbian. You know, doesn't work. Doesn't work for me at all, no. And I won't call myself a homosexual either, because that would be gross. I think of that word homosexual much like I think of the word Negro, you know what I mean? It's like, let's go down to the river and sing some old homosexual spirituals. Somewhere over the river. Jump with my boss, see it in the city. Jump with my boss, see it in the city. Mr. President of the DJ committee. We're gonna be up all night getting with it. We want you to play the sounds of the witty. From down to the land that's real, real pretty. Make everything go real crazy over Daisy. Make everything go real crazy over Daisy. Everything cool for me and my baby. We don't wanna think we're listening too lazy. Got to be Pressburg cheering on the bassy. Dollars all set real close to 80. Let it roll. Yeah. What do you think, babe? Dum ding ding dum ding dum ding dum ding dum 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 ding ding do down. Pop wait and take babe wait with a mama wait to bake they put it down. Yeah. Wait to bake they papa your back. I would up well there for them to down. Wait up, wait there, wait up, wait there, wait up, like wait that, wait up, better, bob up, 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 wait that, wait, what up, wait that, wait up, better, bob up, wait that, wait up, better, bob up, wait that, wait up, better, bob up, wait that, wait up, better. Wait that way out of matter. But oh, take it. But it put to bad today. Put up back, put it up back. Put to take to dwell today. Put up wave, put day by web. Put up wait to wave. But up and back, but to it, bad up well. Put up put to pay, but it put way today. Put that today. Put to take wait today. Pop to it to wait, but have it up back. Put it pop wait today. Put up back, pop wait, but up wave. But to the pop way up back. Wait, do bada do do. About to do do. About to do bow. About.
Exciting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's just about all we've got time for, sadly, this evening. And yes, well, all these good things have to come to an end. But very soon, some of the acts you've seen tonight will be spread far and wide. But, that's showbiz parties for you. As for me, well, it's back to the wife and kids in Cheltenham. Because this is all a theatrical facade, you know. I'm no more a gay boy than Prince Edward. I've done breeding as well. We've got 3 lovely children, Mary, Nancy, and Jason, all boys. And I have a devoted wife. Unfortunately, she's devoted to bingo, so I never see her. But when we make love, it's eyes down for a full mouth. I worship the ground she walks on, but then I've always had this thing about concrete. Next week, I'm off to Hollywood. We're making Jurassic Park 2. It features Barbara Cartland going down to the shops and back. I have to wear a pair of lycra shorts and get blown away in a lavatory, but it's a living. Now, Christmas, don't forget, is just around the corner, and I'd like to heartily recommend to you the ideal Christmas gift, my very own Keep Fit video, entitled Jerk It Off with Julian. It's very, very alternative indeed. To start off, you do half an hour of power mincing, followed by 5 minutes of vigorous butter clenching. Then you wipe down the nearest available surface. And after a few weeks, you'll find you'll firm up nicely. Look at me. Firm as dumplings. You'd be hard-pressed to get a fag paper up there. And I've tried, Lord knows. I've tried. Good night. Thank you. Good night.